Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. We welcome you ringside for a much-anticipated bout. Let's set the table for you and get ready to dish up this big night of action. Marco Antonio Barrera is making his way to the ring now, and he looks very focused for this fight. Arturo Gatti's ring walk, he just exudes confidence, carrying himself like a champion.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the baby-faced assassin, Marco Antonio Barrera. His opponents in the blue corner, please welcome Arturo Gatti.
Okay, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. You know what to do. Let's touch gloves.
Everybody's been waiting for these two to meet up. Now they do, as round one is underway. We expect a high work rate among these two fighters. Now, do you want to see that same work rate throughout the whole fight? Or is that your expectation?
I'd love to, because we'd be having a good time, and our fans, they're going to enjoy it.
And a sharp counterpunch by Gatti. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Marco Antonio Barrera. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Marco Antonio Barrera. Look at Marco Antonio Barrera with the counterpunch. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Marco Antonio Barrera. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Arturo Gatti. Really on target there with a three-punch combination. Able to show you his blocking ability. Teddy, what do you think is the most misunderstood about the lower weight classes?
Well, I think people don't realize how big those people have to be. I know that sounds crazy because they're smaller guys, but they have to be big in all the other dimensions, with discipline, with confidence, and with their technical approach, their technical development. They have to deal with guys that are really fast. The bigger guys don't have to deal with all those elements.
Oh, he just misses with that headshot. Look at Marco Antonio Barrera with the counterpunch. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. And yet another right hand lands. Gatti blocks it. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Arturo Gatti. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Let that right hand go, right?
Simple, okay? Keep it going. You're making this harder than it is. Focus for me. Here we go, round
2 is underway. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Nice strike after catching one by Marco Antonio Barrera. Nice counter by Gatti.
Got your head.
Barrera able to land the counterpunch. Now this is impressive stuff right here because he's showing us that he can counter his opponent perfectly.
And you don't have to be a big banger when you're a good counterpuncher because now you're catching the guy coming in and you're catching him real clean. So you're going to be really effective.
Look at Marco Antonio Barrera with the counterpunch. Marco Antonio Barrera's got a cut just under his eye, and that's actually good news for him. I know it looks ugly, but that's better than being above the eye. A nice block by Gatti. Oh! Marco Antonio Barrera stunned and staggered. Took a shot, now he gives a left.
Use your feet.
That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Arturo Gatti. There's another left hand from him. How is he able to do this? How is he able to take these shots?
You know, one time Muhammad Ali talked about taking a chin. He had one of the great chins of all time. And what he basically talked about was that when you start to get hit those shots, you start to go down a hallway. And then you go into a gray room. You go from a light room to a gray room. And at the end of the hallway, you see a dark room. You don't want to go to that dark room. And you have a choice. You put your feet down, you start backing up. I'm not going to that dark room. This guy is not being taken to that dark room.
Now he's putting his punches together, the combination upstairs. Marco Antonio Barrera's swelling is exactly what his opponent wanted to see. Well, what do they say, Teddy? Something's got to stick. That combination was something.
Well, you know what it was? The first couple punches were throwaway punches, set up the later punches.
Mistake, okay? I want to see that counter hook. Make it pay.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Good defensive skill. Not able to land the headshot. Good work. Two clean shots get in by Marco Antonio Barrera. Look at Marco Antonio Barrera with the counterpunch. Arturo Gatti's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. Arturo Gatti with a counterpunch. Eddie, Gatti, is it possible that he didn't respect this fighter coming into the fight? Now, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, he's ahead on the scorecards, but you can just see the style of fight that this is, that he's being tested.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. This guy being better than his record would indicate, and what you touched on, that he's a human being like anybody else. We look at the guy's record, we think of what kind of fight it's going to be. He looked at it, he thought it was going to be a little easier than it's turning out.
Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Wow, is he defensively sound. Gatti blocks it. Nice counter punch by Barrera. Good block by Marco Antonio Barrera. Barrera able to land the counter punch. Not hitting his mark there, going upstairs. Gatti blocks that punch away. Nice counter punch by Barrera. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Don't fight, fight. Jab, jab, jab. Keep moving, keep your hands moving, and you'll beat it to the punch.
Here we are, the start of a new round, but it's the action that was put forth in a damaging way in the last round that's carrying over the storyline here. He's in prime position to end this fight now.
Yeah, he is, and I think that right now his opponent is probably thinking about another line of work. So if he jumps on him, maybe he removes this guy.
Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Marco Antonio Barrera. His opponent wanted the body, he wouldn't give it to him. Not able to land the headshot. Arturo Gatti's got a cut. It looks like it's below the eye on the cheek, but it's something that needs to be monitored. Gatti counters back. Marco Antonio Barrera's eye, to me, is getting worse as things continue on here. Teddy, he's got to be very conscious of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and his corner has to be too. They got to be thinking about, if it gets to the point where he can't defend himself, they have to do something. Obviously, they didn't come here thinking they were going to have to do. Stop this fight. Blocks that belt line well.
defense upstairs. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. That was a miss by Gatti. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. And a smart counter punch by Gatti. So we come to the end of the round, and that was a round that was very productive for him. Now he heads back to his corner, and they're going to try to repeat the success they just had, I'm sure.
Yes, he hurt his opponent there. He's going to want to go back to what he was doing and remember what set up those big shots.
Big jab. That's right. Take his jab. When he throws jab, listen. Throw my punches to the body. Step up with a jab. Then come back and go with the punch.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Notre Dame to know that. I mean, everybody saw, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Gatti's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. Gatti's just being smart on the outside. Good two-punch combo by Gatti. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special offensive happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Nice counter by Gatti. Arturo Gatti's dealing with the aftermath of being rocked, but yet he hasn't changed anything. He's still sticking with that style.
Well, that means panic has not set in. That's a good thing, Joe. He still believes he can get this thing done the way he came here to get it done.
Gatti blocks it. Arturo Gatti's in a real tough spot now. There's no doubt about it that the eye has worsened. That cut is really looking ugly right here. What does he have to think about right now? Is it time to just take the realization that, hey, this fight could end at any moment?
Yeah, well, there's two things to that. First of all, the cutman's done his job. He's put the coagulants in there. Now he has to give them time to work. He's going to be elusive. He can't get hit on it for a little while. But also, he has to find a way for offense to stem the tide, to keep the opponent from just walking right in.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Nice counter punch by Barrera. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
Walk in with head movement, side to side. I'm telling you, side to side. Listen to me. Just focus on the side. We'll take care of this later. Get on that.
And that cut will end the night. This is going to be a technical knockout. The ref saying the fight cannot continue due to that cut. Marco Antonio Barrera is your winner by TKO, Teddy.
He did a great job. From the beginning to the end, there was never a doubt.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore.